Okay, let's check out what sold in our store this week. This is a vintage schoolboy tie, skinny tie, and it actually sold to someone at Harvard. I thought that was kind of funny. We probably got this in a bag sale, so it cost almost nothing, and it sold for $15. This is a vintage Carhartt jacket with the hood. It's very distressed. It's got a lot of marks and wear. But that's kind of how we marketed it, because a lot of people will buy worn out Carhartts for that reason, just because they want the look of like they've been wearing this for a long time. So we had it up, I think, at like $50 or $60, and this lady was like, I'll give you 20 because it's so worn out. And Jay wrote back to her and was like, the reason it's priced so high is because it's worn out. And I think she knew that. She was just trying to get a better deal. So Jay sent her an offer of 40, and she took it. Another reason that I priced this high was it is made in the USA. You can see the Union label here. So that was before they started getting made in China. So you know it's a good quality jacket. This jacket is a vintage Lee denim jacket. And it doesn't look very vintage, but the tag does say made in the USA. So again, that was before stuff started getting sent overseas. Generally, we get these in a bag sale, so they're pretty cheap. They cost literally almost nothing. And we sell them regularly for $29.99. So this one sold for that much. This is a vintage Boy Scout merit badge belt. I don't think it was Jay's. I think we got this at a thrift store because it says computers, and I don't think he ever got a merit badge for computers back in the 80s. So computers, bicycling, skiing, and ice skating. We probably paid almost nothing for this, and it sold for $25. So we always get Boy Scout or Girl Scout stuff. It always sells. Either people collect it or they're into scouting now, so they would wear it as their own. These are leather ski gloves. They're just kind of vintage 80s navy blue. They have this like faux shearling. I don't think it's real wool or anything. It feels like polyester on the inside. And you can always find these in those bins that I was talking about. You know, the ones that have scarves and hats and socks and stuff like that. So these are always kind of hiding in there, and they usually cost almost nothing. This is real leather, so these sold for $30. So that's a great price for just a pair of vintage gloves. There is a funny story behind this jacket. So we went to the flea market that we usually go to, and this guy was selling all this surplus military stuff. And he had like 15 of these. And we just thought they were so cool. This is reflective. There's this patch. At first we thought they were Italian. And then I did a bunch of Google research on this image and the spelling of police. And this is actually German. So this is from, it's called Nordrhein Westfalen. It's a part of Germany. This is what they wear in the police department. And they're really, really cool looking jackets. However, they are tiny. I can wear it, except this part, the waist part, is so small I could not fit it around my waist. So it's an extra small size. This is the original tag from Germany, and it says Damen, which means women's. So we know that it's a, very small women's size. It might even be just too small for them. So maybe that's why they sent it to the military surplus. So we met the guy and we bought pants and jackets from him that matched. And then he said he had a bunch more. So we actually drove, the next week to his military surplus store and bought like a whole truckload full of stuff. So we bought these, I think they were like $1 each, and they've been selling, they're on sale right now for $37. They don't sell very fast because they're a very particular size, but this one sold to someone in the global shipping program in South Korea. This is a vintage straw cowboy hat. I looked up some similar ones on eBay recently, and they call them plainsman hats, like the plains, like where buffaloes roam. Okay, and it didn't have a tag of any brand, but it did have the size inside, which is very helpful. Usually we get these for $1 or $2, and if it's in a bag sale, that's almost nothing. And this one sold for $40. This is a old-fashioned electric butter churn, and I plugged it in and it works. Now, if you find those big butter churns that are manual, like you do them by hand, called Daisy butter churns, those go for a lot of money on eBay. This one, I don't think has a name on it, but it's got this lovely glass measuring cup bowl thing, and it does work. Made in the USA. I probably found this at a little thrift store and put it in a bag sale, so it probably cost almost nothing. And I sold it for $86, so that's a great price. This is a vintage Anne Klein silk scarf. It's 24 inches by 24 inches. And I just looked up when I listed it, and it was 2 years, 8 months ago. So almost 3 years I've had this. And it sold for $20. Usually I like to sell these for more, but I think I lowered the price at some point because I just had it for so long. So I'm happy it sold. It is silk. It is a really pretty design with the birds. But yeah, it sold for $20. These are vintage Corcoran field boots. Actually, I'm not sure if they're vintage because they do have like the barcode on the front. They're kind of vintage style. They're like jump boots. They're cap-toed. They are pretty cool. Now, we actually spent $10 on these just because we thought the box was so cool, and the boots are high quality boots made in the USA, and they sold for $140. So that wasn't bad, spending $10 and making $140. This is a vintage Peterbilt patch. Peterbilt, if you don't know, makes like 18-wheeler trucks, big trucks. And usually if we're just selling a patch, it means it came on a hat that was dissolving or broken or messed up. So I just pulled the patch off itself. And this sold for $15, just the patch. So that's a pretty good price for just a little patch. This is a Kodiak chewing tobacco embroidered patch hat. Just kind of plain. It's a snapback. There's no tag. And this actually sold for $40. Now, I'm trying to remember why I put $40 on it. And I think it's because I just couldn't find any other hats like this online. And the patch is kind of awesome. And it actually looks like it's never been worn. So I was like, you know, somebody who's really into chewing tobacco would pay $40 for this. And I was right. Vintage 80s Casio solar powered calculator. As you can see, it does work. Now, I probably just found this at the thrift store in a bag sale, or I paid 50 cents for it. It only sold for $20, but I just thought it was so cool that I had to buy it and sell it to someone. So someone thought it was cool. $20. These are women's vintage bowling shoes in size 6.5. They're definitely cool because they have a leather sole. They are leather, and they're not just wacky colors. They're kind of a beige, which I think some people who do the sport professionally or semi-professionally prefer. So these actually sold for $50. People definitely buy bowling shoes. And these are right-handed bowling shoes, and you can tell because the right foot has a rubber, mostly rubber sole, and then the padding on the top. That means it's a right-handed pair of shoes. $50. This is a vintage McGregor kind of butterscotch colored men's wool cardigan. Now, this is a great cardigan, but the reason I love it is the tag. So it says McGregor fully fashioned Scotch and water spun in Scotland, 100% pure virgin wool. I love tags like this. They're just so cool. Scotch and water? That's amazing. Unfortunately, I've had this sweater for, I think, 3 years. I've lowered the price in the past few years, and now it's on sale, so it only sold for $22, but at least it'll go to someone who loves it. This is a Joan Rivers signed brooch. You can see it on the back. It says Joan Rivers. I think she sold these on Home Shopping Network or QVC or something. But I picked this one out because I just thought it was really pretty. I think I bought it for about $3. And I had it originally priced at $150. And that was actually before she passed away. But a bunch of people have them online for cheaper, like $25. So I lowered my price to $50 and it actually sold. So $50, I bought it for $3, not bad. This is a vintage piece of illustration art that we're selling for our friend. So this is on commission. It sold for $70, so we get, after fees and everything, about $35. We thought it would sell for more because it's pretty awesome. I think I had it up for, God, I don't know, like $800 or something at first, and nobody wanted it, so I put it down to like $100. Someone gave us an offer of $70 and I took it. So it's unsigned. It's just, it might even be just an amateur piece of, illustration art. So, but I'm glad someone bought it. It's pretty cool. And this is how I ship them. I put it in double-walled cardboard. I sandwich it off. So there's one piece underneath, and then I'll put that piece on top. So because it's double-walled cardboard, it's very stiff. So I use strapping tape, which is the reinforced fiberglass tape on the edges. And I've never had a problem. I've shipped many, many, many of these. One of the big sales this weekend was a antique schoolhouse light. So you can see it's quite large. This is how we stored it. It's just this big globe. And it's got this piece that actually has a date on it. It said 1913. And then it connects to the ceiling there. It has the original wires. I had it up for $2.99 and he offered $2.50. So I said yes. But now I have to pack it. So that's going to be fun. I'm actually going to make another video of me packing this lamp. So that should be interesting. This is a little hand-painted wooden souvenir plate from the German and Swiss Alps area. Really cute. Actually, it says it's handmade in Austria, so it's that whole area. I put this up for $25 and it sold for full price to someone in the UK Global Shipping Program. So let's take a look in the bag of stuff that I just brought up from our storage. Here's a vintage mohair scarf made in Western Germany, so you know it's totally vintage. I've had this for a while, so I think I had brought the price down on it, but it sold for $20. Another pair of alpine mountaineering boots. These ones are a little bit rough, so I only had $60 on them. So that's quite a good price for these. These are very stylish right now, so always get these if they're in good enough shape to sell. You'll definitely sell them. This is a super dorky hat that has fake, bird poop on it. This is the third hat like this that I've sold. This sold for $24. The other ones had more specific places like damn Kansas seagulls. Oh no, you know what it was? Damn Kansas pheasants. And one was just, damn Florida seagulls, something like that. People always buy these. They're so silly, but they always sell. And then this is a classic Wrangler jean jacket, not vintage, not made in the USA, but it is 4XL. So I was able to put a pretty high price on it, $40. Usually I sell these for about $25, $30, depending on the quality of the jacket. But this one sold within a couple weeks for $40 because it was 4XL. So that is a good sale. This is a vintage children's Bible LP set by Peter Pan. Totally from the 70s. Check out that picture. And it comes with this comic book to go along with it, this comic book Bible, which I thought was incredible. I think I just got this at our regular thrift store that has a bag sale, so it cost almost nothing. It sold for $50. I did a best offer of $50. I think I had it up for like 80 something, but I thought 50 was a great offer. This is a Pendleton tartan plaid wool fringe blanket. I think I had it up for about 80 something. It's a bit pilly, but you can see it has the original vintage tag, made in the USA. So I had it up pretty high. So it was on sale along with our jackets and stuff, and it sold for $73. This is a vintage military 100% wool sweater. It's got the elbow pads, the shoulder pads. It's made in England. It's pure wool. We bought a bunch of these at a military surplus store that we went and bought a bunch of stuff. And I think we only bought them for like $1 or $2 each. And this one sold, this is the last one we had, it sold for $45. Vintage Chevy trucker hat. It's a little beat up, but it's definitely an awesome patch. Sold for $40. Not bad for a hat. This is a 100% wool plaid fringe scarf. Nothing too special, but it is a high quality scarf. No tags. I probably got this in a bag sale for a couple cents. And it sold for $20. Okay, the last thing that sold before I make this video is a vintage 100% wool, very soft tartan plaid scarf. It actually sold on Bonanza for $20. So I immediately ended it on eBay and I'm going to ship it. That's it for the week. Bye.